Hello everyone and welcome back to another Essential Album video. This week we're taking a look at Hot Fuss by The Killers. First released June 15th, 2004. That's in the United States, and I think it was June 7th in the UK. Some notable tracks off this album are Mr. Brightside, All These Things That I've Done, Somebody Told Me, and Change Your Mind. I first heard The Killers, I want to say, in 2007. They had a song on, I think it was Guitar Hero 3 and the original Rock Band, and I think it was When You Were Young. So that was the first song I heard from them. But I think Hot Fuss is probably my favorite album. It has some of my favorite tracks from them for like all their stuff, including I think my favorite one on this album, and maybe even just my favorite Killer song overall, is All These Things That I've Done, because that's the one where it says, I've got soul, but I'm not a soldier. That song is amazing. So let's go take a look at the track list here for it. So track 1, we have Jenny Was a Friend of Mine. Track 2 is Mr. Brightside. That's a classic. That's probably their most well-known song, possibly. Track 3 is Smile Like You Mean It. Track 4 is Somebody Told Me. That was actually I want to say it was in DJ Hero, and it was, I forget who it was mashed up with, but that one was in the original DJ Hero. I want to say that was like 2009 or so. Track 5 is All These Things That I've Done. Like I said earlier, probably my favorite track on the album, and possibly my favorite Killers track. Track 6 is Andy, You're a Star. Track 7 is On Top. Track 8 is Change Your Mind. That's another classic as well. Track 9 is Believe Me, Natalie. Track 10 is Midnight Show. And track 11 is Everything Will Be Alright. And depending on which version of this album you listen to, you may get some extra tracks. I'm just going off with the original, the way it was like originally marketed and sold. But a great album. There's definitely some really cool vocal effects on this album. And I think I was reading when I was doing some little bit of research for this, I think the effect is called Echo Farm. And I think it was like their entertainment lawyer who wanted to help produce the album ended up doing some of the and they kind of set him down in like the studio, and I think they opened up like some of the recording software, and Echo Farm is one of the effects in their like whatever software suite they were using, and I think the default is like it's like an overdrive effect. It's like a slight delay, and I think they basically just left that in there. Basically, the entire album is that effect, and I don't necessarily know if all their albums use that effect, but it's used really well on this album. So yeah, this is again Hot Fuss by The Killers. Just an overall amazing album. It's their debut album, and I think it's probably my favorite one from them, because I think this came out like I said 2004, and I think the first song I heard from them was sometime in 2007, because Guitar Hero 3 had been taken over by Activision at that point, and they were doing, I think it was like Neversoft was developing or something, and that was on there. And that during that time period, there was a lot of kind of crossover between Guitar Hero and Rock Band. Like a lot of the bands that were licensing music for one game were licensing it to another game as well. So a lot of that music that showed up in those games would be available in like a song might show up in Guitar Hero and also in Rock Band. Maybe a song only showed up in Guitar Hero and not Rock Band, and so on. But this Killers album is just really good. The overall runtime on the album is about 45 minutes, so it's not a very long listen at all. I think I listened to it like 2, maybe 3 times in like the last week or so, because I was thinking, I'm like, hey, I haven't done a Killers album. I definitely like them. Let me see which albums I have, and then listen to a couple. And this is obviously going to be my favorite one from them. And I said, All These Things That I've Done. One of the best songs on the album, if not their entire run, but. That's going to do it for now. So this has been week 35 of this album series. We'll be back again next week for another album, kind of looking to do, I think it's the final 17 albums, or 17 weeks of the year, an album per week, and then at the end of the series, we'll kind of compile all the information into like another video showcasing, like what genres were more represented, what years were more represented, like which album. We'll just go through like each album, just list them off and all of that kind of stuff. So that'll be coming up toward the end of the year. But next week we'll be back with another album. Don't quite know what that's going to be just yet, but we'll figure that out as we go. That's going to do for now. So remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Take care and have a good one. See ya.